Vamos sin presión. Quieres saltarte todos los procesos, ya viene la acción. Que tú me pidas si no te sueltes, sube la tentación. Siente la conexión, na, sin prisa a llegar. Baby,
hey guys, what's up everyone? Welcome or welcome back again to another video tutorial lesson from the Apex Predator Billiards Training Club. My name is Apex Elena, your aspiring professional pool player and pool instructor, and in today's video we are back at it again with yet another exquisite 8-ball table clearance. Now in this video I'm playing with obviously another player, an old amateur player, but he's a fairly good player, but of course because he's an amateur, the way he sees and think about the game and executes the game may not necessarily be the right way. But that's the purpose and the aim of the Apex Predator Billiards, is to teach these young amateurs and to show them by demonstration how you should actually play and think about the game. Right, so of course if this is the first time here on the channel, consider smashing the subscribe button below, turning on your post notification bell, leaving a like and leaving some comments positively if you can in the comment section below, and let us go ahead and look right at this rack and see what we can learn objectively from each other. So here we go. Alright guys, so of course traditionally, as I've mentioned to you before, that not just on this particular table but on a bar box pool table, you're gonna find that a lot of players tend to use what is called a second ball side rail break. Now for this break, as I've mentioned to you in previous tutorials, that a lot of the times the cue ball tends to go into the side rail and back into the cluster to disturb any cluster that might be left near the rack area. Alright, and that's why I use this break. I've tried the head-on full break, but a lot of the times I get spread but no balls are deposited, so of course my opponents always gets the advantage to get a chance to run out first. So I've decided that hey, using this break has been very effective, and I've been doing a lot of break and runs of recent times, and I've been doing them back to back, and I've been doing them consistently. So here we go. Here you can see once again another excellent demonstration of how powerful that break is. I get a nice spread. The cue ball went into the side rail, but unfortunately in this particular instance there was no balls left in the middle of the table, so that cue ball kind of escaped and went into the side pocket. A lot of the times you find that there's a ball that's going to be in the middle of the table that would prevent the scratch, but that's just pool. That's how it happens. That's how sometimes the pool gods will work for you and against you. So my opponent gets a chance. He gets first shot, first blood, and now he's assessing the rack. I personally encourage you guys that whenever you're playing an 8-ball game, you need to take a few moments to assess the rack as best as you can, wherever the problem areas are. As you can see that my opponent is actually looking at the problem area, but I'm not sure if he didn't have a clean shot. I believe that ball that is behind the cluster of the 5, the 10 and the 13, he should be able to pocket that. But as to why he didn't choose that shot, that question is yet to be answered. But for now, this is the decision that he has made. He's pocketed that shot there, left himself with a fair combination. I guess for him, he thought that the 11 ball would have been a problem, so he decided to get it from now. He plays a combination, lays it on top of the corner pocket, and then he's gonna get down and try to solve the problem. Now this is one thing that I strongly encourage. Do not leave your problems areas for last, guys, because now at the ball in hand, he had a shot on that ball that is behind the cluster of the 5, the 10 and the 13. Now he doesn't have a shot, because now he has played a kind of a wild shot to a certain extent, and now he has blocked the only available pocket. As you can see there, he's now having a look at the cluster, trying to figure out how is he going to get on his next shot. And so he's gonna play this ball into the side. Cue ball gets a little wild, bumping balls all over the table, and that is something that you want to prevent, because when you're playing with a strong player, a lot of the times when you do this, you tend to leave the table wide open for the player. Now he's going for, I don't think this shot can be made, right? And he played it a bit too hard and a bit too fast, and now you're seeing here where he's left me with a really nasty layout. This is not a Cosmo layout. I have a bunch of problems to solve. I have my 8 ball tied up with the 6, tied up with the 2, tied up with his ball. I have the 1 ball down on the short rail there. So I have to surgically analyze and plan this run out ball by ball. It's not one of those Cosmo racks where I can just say I'm going to shoot these first 5 balls. It doesn't work like that. It really depends on the angle that I get. It depends on the position on the cue ball and so many different variables. But here I'm offset, shot into the side, just using a bit of top right spin there, coming 2 cushions, leaving myself with a nice angle. And I spoke to you in a few of my other tutorials that a lot of the times when you're playing position, always play into a zone that will give you multiple options when it comes to shooting a shot, because there I played for the 7, but if I didn't get the right angle on the 7, I would have had a shot on the 4 to get myself back in line. So I've decided here that the angle on the 7 is not enough. It's not as good as I want it to be, so I took the 4 and I come down table. Now, to be honest with you, I was playing position for the 5 ball, right? But I was playing position for the 5 so I could get an angle to go into the cluster to the left side, but I didn't get that shot, but I got an even better one. And this is what you get when you play shots into zones that give you multiple options. Now you'll see here that I'm going to use the tangent line, right? I'm pocketing this 3 ball into the side using the tangent line to bump into the cluster. And so I've disturbed the cluster nicely there. I got a fortunate bump, left myself with a shot on the 1, which puts me into an ideal position. Now notice what I did here, guys, that I don't just get down and shoot my shot. I go around, I analyze exactly where I need to be, because a lot of the times it only takes a centimeter or a millimeter to put you out of position. And so I went around, have a look at my shot, the area that I want to be in, and look at how precisely. This is something mental that you have to do in pool, because once you pick a spot on the table that you want the cue ball to end up with, your brain, your hand-eye coordination automatically sets you up to get into that area. It won't work all the time, but it's a part of the pre-shot routine that you need to actually put in your game. And so basically the rack is pretty much over. Once I disturbed that cluster, it was quite natural there, just coming around 1 cushion, leaving myself with a natural angle to go into the short rail and back out for the 8. Now I'm not sure if you're going to rank this as one of the best table clearances that you've seen on my channel, but I do believe that this rack wasn't as laid out. It required some work, it required some planning, but of course I was able to execute this run out. So hopefully you guys enjoy that break and run there. It's very important that you guys learn how to capitalize on every mistake and error that your opponent makes. So I'll see you next time in another tutorial lesson. Take care.
Solve a few problems, find yourself into a few positional zones. For example, here I'm taking a shot here on the solids, but I already know that that 7 ball that you're seeing right there is my problem area, and I've already assessed that, so I know I'm going to be working on trying to get that 7 ball into a pocket as early as possible. So pocketing that 1 there in between the 14 and 8, coming back out to near the middle of the bottom half of the table, I've played myself into a zone. I actually wanted to get onto the 7 right away, but I know ideally here that if I get onto the 6, I have a chance to perhaps renegotiate and get back onto the 7. But the angle that I have here, based on my decision, it's just giving me that forward roll. So I'm just gonna go 2 rails under or behind the 4, and that was a really nice control shot there. All right, I played into a zone. I actually was trying to play for the